Hi there, I'm just going to run through the current ultralight cooking system that I use. This is the whole stove and setup here. This here is a simmering bag which holds a pot handle, measuring cup and fuel and spoon. Okay, I've got the Heineken pot inside the cup. The cup itself is a good old rock solid enamel one. Not the lightest of cups, but very, very strong, and you can put that straight onto the cooking stand. Cook on there. The Heineken pot, nice and lightweight, 24-ounce Heineken pot with a lid, little wooden handle fitted so I can pop the lid on and off. Inside there I've got a lighter, priming pan, which is just the base of an old tin or the lid of an old tin, striker flint. I've got an alternative for lighting the stove. This here is part of my pot stand, I'll show you in a second, and a stove with a simmering. Basically it's a traditional pot can stove with a cutaway, self-priming with the burner jets, and the simmering is just made from a lid. Works just like the Trangia one. A second backup stove with a slightly different design. This is a penny pressurised one with the burner holes around the top there. Now the reason I carry two stoves in here is twofold. One, if I'm needing to do a long boil, say I'm boiling rice or something, I can have a second stove ready to just switch straight over to save waiting for the first stove to cool down enough to add more fuel if I need to. And also there's also the possibility of, through clumsiness, if you stand on one of the stoves or something similar, you've got a backup. And for what way, also inside the Heineken pot is the pot stand. So this is simply, probably hard to tell now, but this is two sides from a Coke can, or a Pepsi can in this case, with vent holes cut in the bottom and folded over edge, which slots together like so and makes a nice little windshield. Folded over edge which hooks together. Once it's in place, it's nice and secure. This is an old bent piece of coat hanger which pops through a couple of holes down there and then straight out the other side. And there's your pot stand. So the good thing about this is you can put your Heineken pot on there, and you can put your mug on there. You can cook straight into the mug if you want to. The mug is a good wide neck and it's great for cooking noodles, that kind of thing. So yeah, there you go. So the priming pan would be used with this stove with a penny, although I tend to use it as a base regardless, because it just raises the stove up away from the cold ground, makes it more efficient. So pop that on there. This is the stove that I now use primarily. It's the sort of first design that I really tried, and well, actually I tell you what, it's the second design I tried. The very first design I tried was a very simple one created with push pins and a penny pressurising system. The second one I tried was with the hollow well, the self-priming one, and I wasn't very impressed initially. It didn't seem particularly efficient, so I kind of stuck with the penny primed ones. Now the backup one in there will boil 2 cups of water in the Heineken pot in about 10 to 12 minutes and maintain a rolling boil for a further 12 minutes, which is pretty good. This one will boil 2 cups of water, this is on an ounce of fuel by the way, 2 cups of water in about 7 minutes, but then it would only maintain a rolling boil for about 4 minutes after that, maybe 5 at a push, which really wasn't good enough. And then I hit upon the idea of making a simmering like the Trangia stove, which was merely the lid off a can, cut round and with the centre cut out, which just simply stand down there and see that, and you see the holes, it just pops on there, covers the holes so that the flames can't get through, and you've got a gentle flame through the middle. That will then, you can boil, with 1 ounce of fuel you can boil 2 cups of water in the hiney pot. You can pop the simmering straight on like so, but make sure it goes on that way, not that way, as the heat from the flames will actually melt the aluminium otherwise. So you're cutting the flames out, pop it on like so, and then it will maintain a rolling boil for about 12 minutes. So with a couple of ounces of water, a couple of ounces of fuel even, you could boil the water and maintain a simmer for about 30 minutes probably, long enough to cook rice or something similar. So that's my stove of choice at the moment, until or unless something better comes along. But yeah, I like this one at the moment, and of course I've got this one as a backup just in case I need it. And that will maintain a good rolling boil or simmer should I need to use this one to boil the water and then that one to continue it, or as I say, just as a backup. Of course the great thing is the whole system works really well. The whole stove system, including the pot stand and windshield and the priming pan, fit quite neatly inside there, along with the lighter and the fire steel. And the lid just pops on the top like so. It sits very nicely inside that cup there. Now, the fuel and measuring cup, I keep in a little HDPE flip top bottle. Little scratch marks on the side denote the ounce markings. This bottle holds 4 ounce and it's a little flip top type, so you flip the top and squirt it in. Nothing could be easier. So if you just want a general squirting, otherwise I've got a measuring cup which will hold 2 ounces, so I can measure out for 2 ounces of fuel. I have a standard pot handle, comes in very handy for just lifting it off the stove when things are a bit warm, and also lifting the pot stand if you want to move it out of the way of the stove. And in here, also got a spoon, and this is the lid for the simmer bag. The simmer bag is basically, and what this is roof insulation. It's thick foil with bubble wrap in the middle of it. Just cut this to shape and stuck that together with aluminium foil tape. Stuck the base on there, and what happens is once you've boiled it, you lift your pot off with your noodles in or what have you, slide it into there, pop the lid on, and then that retains an amazing amount of heat, and then you just sit that down somewhere and let it and let the noodles simmer themselves away for however 5-6 minutes, however long the packet says you should do them. I generally leave it about a minute longer because it's not a true simmer, of course, it's just maintaining the heat of the water. But you'd be amazed when you can you can boil the water in the hiney pot, pop it in here, come back 20 minutes later and it's still too hot to touch. It's very good. 2 nice compact little packages there, certainly no bigger than the Trangia and certainly considerably lighter. The heaviest part of this being the fuel and the cup. As I say, I can cope with that because the cup's very useful. It's great for cooking in, great for cooking noodles and that kind of thing. But yeah, relatively compact system and nice and light too. So that's the system that I use at the moment. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye now.